Hi, this is 72 Daystar, and despite the fact that Earth Day was last week, I'm going to clean this stream near my home again. Last year I cleaned it of all the garbage I could find, and I'm really interested to find out this year how much, particularly how much plastic has accumulated in this stream in 1 year. It's roughly about 1 kilometer, and so I'm going to gather up all the garbage I can along this stream and take it over to the recycling depot. Anyways, wish me luck. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is what we need to know about plastic is this. It doesn't biodegrade, it photodegrades. That is, light breaks it down. That's why it gets weaker over time when it's exposed to light. And when this can break down into little tiny particles like grains of sand in that size range, that's when it becomes a real menace. See, it's easy to pick it up when it's in this form, but the stuff that we don't find ends up in the beach. And let me show you what that looks like. I visited the beach recently, and that's typical Korean beach. You have the shoreline is a scattering of little tiny pieces of plastic and styrofoam, and that unfortunately gets mistaken for food items by fish and birds out on the sea, and so it's becoming a major menace for ocean ecology and ultimately everything that relies on ocean ecology, which is ultimately everything. So we can pick it up, or better yet, not throw it out in the first place in this form and take care of it. Anyways, it did not take long for me to get my first bag, 60-liter bag full of plastic, and I'm anticipating, I think I might end up with more plastic this year because there's just been more activity here and there's been more people to throw stuff away. So anyways, I plug on. I don't know what I got myself into. This year there's a lot more plastic, and I haven't made it very far yet, but I'm hoping it gets, the worst part will be the next part, and if I can get through that, then it's going to be downhill from there, as they say. One of the things that makes me wonder if I hope there's a net benefit to removing the plastic here. I think there is, but every once in a while I disturb some nature. There's some water bugs. Looks like they might be thinking about mating or something, but they're on this piece of styrofoam. I hope they can drop them in the water over here. Hope they can find a nice spot to do their business. I hope I can flick them off without getting stung by them, because they're kind of infamous for their sting. Anyways, moving along. Now, some of these things I've had to just leave where they are. They're just too well fastened in here. They use these to irrigate the rice fields, but then often they seem to just discard them into the stream, and it's got a lot of water still in it, so it's heavy as heck, and I don't want to hurt my back trying to pull it out of there. I kind of pulled it up to the side, but then I just had to give up because it's really solidly in there, and I don't even know if they might still use that again. So also, you can see this one goes right over to the greenhouse, and there's this plastic jug here. I don't know if that's discarded. Anyways, I'm only collecting the stuff that's like on the side of the stream, the stuff that is immediately or will be in the near future a threat of going into the stream. It's starting to lighten up, so I might survive this. It's breeding plumage cattle egrets, and they're just off to the side of my stream here in a little marshy area. Okay, this just probably might be from a greenhouse or something. Someone decided to throw it all here. It's still in one piece, so I'm going to pack it up and take it. One thing I wanted to point out, I don't want to be seen as picking on Koreans. This is a country where you have almost 50 million people in an area the size of mainland Nova Scotia. And I recall living in Nova Scotia, we had some people who were irresponsible with their garbage too. And I used to complain about that when I was in Nova Scotia. When I came over here, at first I was shocked with the amount of garbage I found in some places. But when I did the math in my head, it kind of makes sense. They have 50 times as many people, and you get probably 50 times as much garbage, unfortunately. But it has to change. It has to change in Nova Scotia as much as it has to change here. People have to become more responsible with their garbage. Okay, almost. This keeps coming. It's like one of those magician's handkerchiefs. Well, I've kind of arrived at the end. It's the last little bit I'm going to do. Some things I did better this year. I've decided this year I didn't touch the glass. I just left glass where it was, and some aluminum I left where it was. But focusing mainly on the plastic, I picked up a little bit of other stuff too that was just there. And also, one of the things that I did better this year is I took my wife's truck, and now it's filthy inside like my car was last year. So that was obviously a coup for me. And sorry, just watching some parrotbills play along the edge of the stream. And so I'm going to get this last leg together, and then I'm going to take it to the recycling depot.
Put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum. Charge the people $1.50 just to see them. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey, farmer, farmer, put away the DDT now. Give me spots on my apples, or leave me the birds and the bees. Seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night I heard the screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. I said, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone?
Well, I'd be a lot more satisfied with this haul of plastic if it weren't for the fact that I cleaned this stream completely 1 year ago. And what's here, and you'll see it in a moment when we get over to the Samgi Recycling Center, that's what's accumulated in a year, 1 year. And I'm looking at it here, I'm shocked and a little bit disheartened. But I think it's prevention. It's like medicine. It's prevention is the more important part. If we can educate and get people to stop being irresponsible with their garbage, that's how we're going to take care of this problem. It's not going to be, there's not going to be guys like me going around solo mission cleaning up streams. That's not going to do it. All right, anyways, on to the recycling center. Okay, so here I am again at the Samgi, our village office, and around the back we can find where we drop off our recyclables. And I'm gonna take out my stuff and stack it there so we can see just how much accumulated in the past year. Okay, I just had the battery fail on my good camera, so I've resorted to my iPhone to do the outro for this. This is the haul. Keep in mind, I didn't collect glass, or I didn't collect much paper. Actually, the stuff that I did collect is right here. So this is all plastic, styrofoam, and all other similar sorts of material. And that's 700 meters of stream and the banks adjacent to the stream in 1 year. That's how much plastic accumulates. So that's kind of a little discouraging, because after last year, the amount of time that I put into that, I thought, oh well, at least it'll be sort of clean for the next year. But I was wrong. The amount of activity around the stream picked up, and they produced a lot of plastic waste. And so unless they change their habits, this is kind of discouraging. This just cannot go on. We cannot sustain this much waste. Things got to change. Really, they got to change. Anyways, that's 72 Daystar out.
They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot.